Welcome back to another episode of the Reason Being podcast. Today we have a special guest, special guest, two-time world champion, Olympian. Matter of fact, she's defending world champion in the women's 100-meter hurdler, Jamaica's very own Danielle Williams. Thank you. Welcome, Danielle.
Thanks for having me, Kareem.
No man, thank you for coming. I want you, man. You are the star, man. I your place, just there. I try all I reason.
All right, no problem. I'll take that.
So how you been? How season I go feel so far?
Pretty good, We're just in a background season conditioning, trying to lay the foundation. So it's hard, but it's necessary. So just
So
take it one
even
day at a time.
true. I mean, you have a title for defense, so and it's
Yeah.
a long week out. September or something like that.
Pretty much the end of September, so
Yeah.
months to go. We're far away from defending at this point. We just a try. Just I try
Well,
and focus on putting in some good work,
yeah.
good foundation, so we can, have a great season.
But here at the Reason Being, we kind of want to know who the athlete is.
Okay.
So a question that I normally start the conversation with is, who is Danielle Williams to Danielle Williams?
Me? I'm a child of God. Danielle Williams is a child of God, trying her best to make it into a chaotic world. Trying her best to love the people whom God has placed in her life and to use the gifts that He has given her to be a blessing to others. And that's just me.
Okay. Because, we know you as the athlete, but we also don't even know you as the athlete. I would just come see you, you just run and go home, honestly.
Yes.
A true professional.
That is me to the core. I am a professional. I do the job and I go home.
Yeah, man, just get the bread and go home. Can't respect it, man. But before you even become the professional, how did the groundwork even begin? Like, where you start? What was, let's start in the household, for example.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all my siblings did track and field. We're Jamaicans, so track and field are the thing to do.
Yeah.
So we just all did it. Sports day growing up in prep school, just something to do. And we were all very good. It was exciting, as a child. Sports day, I win every band them and I'm something there. So it was just something fun to do, something to pass the time, extracurricular activities. I went to high school and again, just needed something to do. Tried out for the track team. I wasn't one of those standout athletes where, them are recruit for the top school them. So take my GSAT, pass the Queens, got Queens, tried out for the track team and I wasn't very good. Like everybody else was better than me. I was the youngest. I started high school at 10 and I was very yeah. So
That's young man.
Started school young actually. I started prep school at 4. So I was a little bit advanced.
Yeah.
And so, I was the youngest out there. I was very skinny, the smallest in the field of first formers. So them start calling me ants. So I'm like a little ants among everybody. And that was 2003, a long time now.
My gosh.
Donkey years.
It's a long time.
Long time. So yeah, it was just fun. It was just something because I grew up very sheltered. My parents never really let me go anywhere.
Mrs. you grew up at home, so of course a shelter. There's no way for you not to be sheltered.
So I never really go anywhere. So track and field was my really outlet to hang out with my friends and to leave the house on the weekends. And so that was really it for me. That's how I really got started in track and field.
So was it the 100-meter hurdles initially, or did you try any other event?
No, you had to do everything growing up. That's when I started high school. Prep school don't really count. So when I started high school, my coach, Lloyd Clark, he kind of just introduced us to all the events. So he ran the 1, the 2, the long jump. He put some sticks on the ground. You jump over the sticks. Those are hurdles. And so, but I was always a sprinter. Always did the sprints. I always did the hurdles from class 4. I always did it. And so it just...
So, wait, you compete at champs right through?
Well, not my first year in class 4. So as I said, I was very young. So I spent 3 years in class 4. So I didn't compete the first year at champs. But then the second year and the third year, I did the hurdles. I did the 1 and the 2. Again, wasn't really good. Never placed. I don't even think I made the finals in class 4 or even class 3. So it was just fun. And because I was always competitive, so I love to compete. And I would never shy away from the competition, even when I was losing. But I always was so serious about it because I didn't like losing.
Yeah,
So I'm always gonna show up and do my best and believe that all right, I could beat these people, even when
tell
it
us say,
now yeah.
yeah. I mean, I guess it didn't really help with her competitive nature knowing that you had a sister who was also a hurdler. I think she went
Mm-hmm.
to Alpha,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah. So was it there you got introduced to Lennox Graham?
Yes. So my sister and she had the quite the opposite start to me because she was very good. She started out being very good. Yes. So she was in high school and she was very from the very jump in class 4 she was winning champs titles. She was going to
Mm,
world juniors and all that. She was winning.
yeah.
At one point in time she was Jamaica's junior record holder. So
Yeah, I know.
yeah. So she had the opposite start to me. But when she went to Alpha, Coach Graham was the coach at KC, and
Hmm.
they always had that little thing where he coached the Alpha girls as well. So that's how I met him because he coached her.
Okay. So did he coach you at the junior level or it was just when you went
No.
to college?
Well, he did because when I started college young, so I was still a
Yeah.
junior when I started college, and so he did coach me my last year as a junior.
Okay. So all right. So Coach Graham was coaching your sister, which is Shermine, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
not.
Yeah,
Okay, Shermine Williams, and she went to college some years before you. That was what 2 years before you, I think it was.
I believe so. Yeah,
2008, I think it was that I saw, and you
yeah.
left in 2010. But before you left in 2010, you won CAC. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was that like for you winning your first, title?
Was fun. Again, at this point in time, track and field is fun. It's solely fun. You're not thinking about anything else other than going out and having fun. So that for me, that was fun winning because I like to win. As I said, I hate to lose, and so that was because 2010 was kind of really the stepping stone for me to
Hmm.
move off from all right, this is just something that you do to pass the time to like all right, maybe you could be somewhat decent at this.
Yeah.
You start looking. I was graduating from high school. I start looking. All right, what's the next step? Okay, maybe I could take this to college. And so
Hmm.
it was good winning CAC. And I also went to World Juniors that year. I have my
Yeah.
first introduction to the big stages. Like at this
Yeah.
time, it was still just going out and
Young.
competing and just seeing what you can do.
Yeah, I think you got fourth at World Juniors that year.
I did,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. And the time you won at CAC was way slow because I think the wind was like negative
Yeah,
3.2 or
yes.
something like that. Yeah. But a
CSC
win is
was
a
just
win.
windy. A win is
Yeah.
you don't control the elements, so you just take
Yeah, a
what you
win is
get
a
and you
win.
win. Everybody's in the wind.
Yeah. So, all right, being that champion from junior,
Hmm.
why did you choose to go to a D2? Because that's kind of unorthodox to go to a D2 as a really good Jamaican athlete. So, why was, JC Smith the school of choice?
We always tell this that Coach Graham he did not recruit me at he didn't it wasn't how it is now. I don't know. All right, let me not say it wasn't how it is now because I guess people back then were taking official visits to schools and all that. But again, I wasn't very good.
I mean, you won CACs.
Yes, but that was towards the end of the year. One,
True, true. I was like,
two,
yeah.
yeah. I was in class 2. I didn't go to class 1 because I was young. So a lot of people wasn't so a lot of people wasn't looking at me to say, hey, she's leaving school now. So maybe we should recruit her. So nobody really recruited me.
Were you leaving a class too?
Yeah, I didn't go to class 1. So again, I was young. So I guess not a lot of colleges were looking my direction because I didn't go to
Yeah.
class 1. So nobody really recruited me. So Coach Graham, he just came and he's like, "You're gonna come to my school when you graduate." I was like, "All right then." But again, at the time, my high school coach he worked closely with MVP, so it was kind of like
Mm,
either you're gonna go to MVP or you're gonna go to Coach Graham.
yeah.
So yeah, I didn't know anything about D2. I didn't even know what D2 was until I went
Yeah.
there. I wasn't really looking into colleges at the time. I just knew I was graduating. And he's like, all right, you're graduating now. He says you can come to his school or you can stay in Jamaica and go to MVP. At that point in time, my father kind of stepped in and he's like, no, you're going away to college. And so,
So, I mean, what wrong with MVP? Because that's like you take connection.
I mean, nothing was wrong with it. It was just more like of a professional environment.
Yeah,
And
that's
as a
true.
16-year-old coming out
Yeah.
of high school, at a very sheltered 16-year-old, my father
Yeah.
kind of took the step to say, all right, you know what, education, go
Yeah.
overseas. And after you're done, or even if in the midst of it, you say, okay, professional, then you can look that way. But we're dealing with education right now.
Okay. And JC Smith was the school to go to.
It was the school.
Yeah. So how was the first season? You know, how you handled the academic, the weather, training.
It was a challenge. I mean, I could vividly remember now that I'm thinking about it. It was definitely a challenge, transitioning out of nice, sunny Jamaica hot to
Yeah.
North Carolina that gets really cold to
Yeah.
a training session that was far what I was not used to. I
Yeah.
mean, in high school, we trained for like an hour and a half from warm up to cool
Yeah.
down. When I went to college with Coach Graham, his warm up was 45 minutes. Yeah, so I
Oh
went
man, that
from
rough.
barely doing anything to doing 45 minutes worth of warm up before the workout. It's going to gym because I never did gym in high school. Started lifting weights. Give me one
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, good.
Started lifting weights. So
Yeah.
it was very hard for me that first year. Of course, you start getting homesick.
Yeah.
And so the transition was very difficult. Running indoors, never ran indoors before. I was always someone that I would say I was a top end coming out of high school. Top end was my thing. Starts was never my thing. So trying
Yeah.
to get the 60 and the 60
Yeah.
hurdles, it was an adjustment.
Yeah. Well, wait, let's go back in the story a little bit. So, how much subject you graduated with, if you remember?
I want to say CXC I had 8
Okay.
subjects and I did CAPE as well. What do you call that? CAPE 1 and CAPE 2 because
Okay, boy.
I went to sixth form. I guess because again I started school at 10. So I graduated fifth form at 15.
Yo.
Therefore I went to 16 at yeah.
Yeah. Man. Did
So
you get
yeah,
maths?
of course.
I never get maths at all, man. I tell you. I couldn't get maths. I got like what, 6 subjects. Maths wasn't included, and I think probably 3 keep. I
Mm.
mean, remember, yeah. But anyway, that's not here nor there. You know what I mean?
David.
No matter at all, at all. But all right, let's kind of like delve into like a practice session for you as a rookie, a freshman. How did you handle training and school?
Training was hard. Training was really hard. As I said, move from 1 hour, 1.5 hour of total from warm up to cool down in high school to a 45-minute warm up to running 400 repeats and all types of stuff that I was not used to. And so
Yeah,
it was definitely hard. I mean, I remember at one point in time, Coach Graham was like, if this is not working out for you, we can go home. And I was like,
yeah,
maybe. He tells me that a lot. But yeah, school has always been fairly easy for me for
okay. I
whatever
mean,
reason.
you went to Queens, so I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it has always been fairly easy, so it wasn't really hard to balance.
hmm
Coach Graham is the type of coach that he drills that, you're a student first, so
yeah,
you have to get it in the classroom. And if he held a standard for his track team that, we need to have the highest GPA on campus, and so you
mm,
have to take the bookwork serious. And
yeah,
so I credit him for that because it's very easy as an athlete to kind of put the bookwork on the back burner and just focus on
yeah,
track. But he drilled it in that, you're a student athlete, student first, athlete second. Education is going to last forever. The
yeah,
athletic part must come to an end, so take it serious.
yeah. Them I was saying, I don't even remember the saying now. Where it's like, silver and gold may
Will
vanish
vanish
away,
away, but
yeah,
a good
but a good
education never
education will never
decay.
get. Yes, that's real. But yeah, I mean, you had I'd say a successful first year as a freshman.
I'd say so.
Yeah, yeah, you competed in what? The long jump. When I was looking 200, 100, and the
One
100
by
hurdles,
one,
4 by
everything.
1, all that. But
Yeah.
then you started doing something unorthodox, honestly, as a short hurdler. Yeah, the 2012, 2013 season, you started doing 5Ks. What was the mindset as a 100-meter hurdler? Say, yo, I'm going to run a 5K this year.
Hi, just finishing up. That was Coach Graham's definition of getting in background work. Because the NC, the NCAA is kind of set up that you have the 8-hour weeks and 20-hour weeks. So if you're in
Yeah,
So if you're doing cross country, you can start off with 20 hour a week. So that was his kind of way of
Oh,
gaming the system to make sure, say, so
yeah, strong.
you're strong. So 5Ks were just really background work. There was no expectations for us.
Yeah,
It's a long run. For me, week to week was alright. If you stop 5 times, the first one, okay, you stop 5 times this week. Next week, you try to stop 4 times till
yeah.
you don't stop none at all. So that was really just it. Just putting in a background work for cross country.
So did you take it serious at any point, or just was more of like some
No,
running?
no. And again, it's D2, and we're in a conference where it's not very good.
I mean, we can say it's D2 and whatnot, but like
Yeah.
you are there, your sister is there. You know what I mean? So it has some credibility.
It's cross country, D2 cross country. We're not trying to win any cross country championships out there. We're
Yeah,
just putting in some aerobic work.
yeah. I mean, then we see a transition from the 5K outdoor, cross country outdoor, to then you start doing the 400. Was that also a part of the training?
That year, that would have been my sophomore year. So no. So I
Yeah.
got hurt actually, and so because I couldn't really do the sprinting, so the 400 was kind of like, all right, let's
Mm,
just you gotta do something. So just run some 400s. And so that was, I guess, his way of just keeping me active
yeah.
and not really trying to stress the body, but still getting some work done.
You mind talking about what type of injuries you got that year?
Yeah, hamstring injury.
That's right.
Again, you move from a weak 17-year-old who never really did much work in high school, and then you throw her into this new system that she's lifting weights, she's
Yeah.
running lots, her body's developing muscle. And
Yeah.
so, once you start developing muscle and you're not taking care of yourself, you're gonna get hurt. So, yeah.
I
Had a
mean,
lot of
not
hamstring injuries that year.
really.
Yeah,
I mean, naturally, you're getting faster, you're gonna get hurt. It's kind
exactly.
of a
Yeah.
part of the sport. But I mean, you bounced back, and I think you won the national trials that year, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that's the following year.
That was the following year.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the following year. Okay, so that's the 2014 year.
2013.
2013. I'm sorry. My apologies. Yeah, yeah. So, what was your 2013 year like in the NCAA?
I was good. I pretty much won everything except the
The
100-meter
hurdles.
hurdles.
Yeah,
So it was kind of, it was a year you're coming off of your sophomore year where you were injured the entire time. For Coach Graham, he kind of says like, all right, 2 years is his thing. So when he gets an athlete, he's like, all right, the first year is a transitioning year. The second year is when you kind of seasoned into his program now. So the third year is where you start seeing the gains.
yeah.
So for me, that was the third year that I was with him. And so, yeah, I just blossomed.
Blossomed.
Started
So,
winning everything.
so was it that year that you're like, okay, maybe I can really do this?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, always been competitive. You start, but for me, I only see myself where I am, right? So I wasn't thinking about anything
Going,
else other than where I was at the time. So I'm in the NCAA D2, I'm winning the D2, and then I ran a time, and coach was like, okay, we can go to the national championships. That's the
yeah.
Jamaican trials. I'm like, all right then,
So
sounds
even
good to me.
so even when the season was going good, you weren't even thinking about going to
I wasn't
trials.
even thinking about trials. I was just enjoying where I was at the level that I was at. I was winning here, and that's what I'm gonna do. When that is over, then I look to the next thing. He said, trials, all right, we're gonna go to trials, and there's no pressure, so let's go and see what we could do. And then I went down there and I won, and I made the world championship teams. I'm like, all right, then maybe
Yeah,
I have, maybe I have a little something,
I mean, you make it sound simple, but to make a world championship team, yeah, I mean, it's a big accomplishment, especially seeing that you were just like trying really and truly, and then you went and won the trials.
Yeah, like to me, it was just like, okay, it's another accomplishment, another goal. This is what you put in front of me. All right, let's go get that.
Okay, so what was the world championship for you that year?
The experience was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was coming off of a long collegiate season. I went in kind of starstruck because
Really?
yeah, I was definitely
Yeah,
starstruck because I'm seeing all these athletes that I grew up watching on TV, Sally Pearson and all them. I was racing against Sally Pearson. I'm like, oh my God, it's a
yeah.
19-year-old I'm racing against Sally Pearson. And so For me, it was just gaining experience,
Mm-hmm.
having fun. It was my first senior team.
Yeah.
Seeing all the Bolts and the Shellys and the Veronicas and all those people, and just kind of just getting my feet wet.
Yeah. I mean, you also made a really big drop that year because you ran what 12.69 at national trials.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, like you said, it was just an experience to go to the
Yeah.
senior team, and you also had your sister that year, if I'm
Yes.
correct. So did she help you around, or were you guys like roommates or
We
anything?
were we were roommates actually, but my sisters we're kind of the opposite, but we're kind of the same. So she's more reserved.
Yeah.
So as far as going out and helping out, she's gonna be in her room and chilling. As far as me, I'm
Okay.
gonna go outside and socialize and try to have a little fun.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of really what national teams are for, to like socialize.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you just go there and just like focus on running, you probably just like get all mental, honestly. But the 2014 year,
Right.
that was your senior year,
Mm-hmm.
your final year. What was your mindset going in, coming off of a world championship year, winning national trials in a personal best, and seeing all those superstars, and you're there now, so you know you're a superstar. What was that year like coming in?
I mean, I really didn't see myself as a superstar. I went back to.
Mm,
No, it was no different. I mean, I went back to college as a senior year. Like, all right, then let's win everything again, and
so
that
wait,
was just the focus.
nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
Not even on campus, they wasn't like, oh, Daniel,
Nothing changed.
what?
Nothing. It was
Man,
back to business as usual. Back to work. Back to school. Back to trying to win NCAA titles and conference titles.
yeah, I mean, we won, as you said, you won everything except the 100-meter hurdle. How did you feel, going through your entire career and not winning that title?
It was in the moment you're like, geez, that's the elusive one. And
Yeah,
so it's so funny because in my senior year, my teammate actually she won and we ran the
mm-hmm.
same time.
And just give it to her.
She got the victory. But at that point in time it's more scoring points and trying to win the national title
Conference.
as a team, not
Yeah,
necessarily as an individual. So at that moment in time, you're like, you didn't win, but we still got the 1-2, and we got
yeah.
gave points enough. So we were trying to win a team title. So it really wasn't like, dang, I didn't win again. It was more like, all right, we got enough points to contribute to winning the team title.
Okay, so if you had to sum up your, NCAA career, when by the time you graduated, first of all, what did you graduate with if you graduated?
What did I graduate with? Like
Yeah,
degree?
your degree, yeah.
So I did business management and a minor in sports management.
Okay. What's business management? Like just like entrepreneurship basically?
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
All right. So yeah, you graduated and won what, 9 NCAA titles, including relays and whatnot. But how would you sum up your collegiate career?
It's fun. I mean, I think at JCSU, what they said, I'm the winningest athlete in JCSU history. And I'm like,
Of course.
it was just for me. It was just fun building bonds with teammates, memories. That's just the level that you were at, and you try to conquer that level before you move
Yeah.
on to the next level. So college was just all about experiences.
So was it the 2013 or 2014 year there like, all right, maybe I can go pro?
For me, it was 2014. Maybe
2014?
my coach had a different mindset but for me, it was like, all right, then you're finished with college now. What's the next step? And he was like, you could go pro. And I'm like, okay.
So you're really living the moment. You even in like even 2013, you weren't even thinking about, yeah, maybe I can.
It was never a thing on my mind. I
Boy.
was just in the moment at the end of my collegiate career. When I graduated, it was like, all right, this is on the table. You think you
Hmm.
want to do it? So I was like, why not? Give it a
Yeah,
try. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
that's true. So what ultimately led you to signing with Adidas?
They came back with the best offer.
So that's just it. Just
That's just
plain.
it. That's
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
What do you mind sharing how long the deal was? The first deal you signed?
I think all the deals that I signed, including the first one, was 3 years with an
Okay.
option for the fourth year.
Uh, all right. Yeah, so all right, you signed what the end of 2013 or like in the summer of 2014 or in the summer of 2014.
Summer of 2014.
Okay. So you stayed with Coach Lennox Graham at
Hmm.
JCSU?
Yes.
All right. So what was that transition like? Now you're out of college, you're getting paid, this is your job.
Mm-hmm.
You have to focus on this. What was that, that camp like?
I would say it wasn't any different in college wise versus professional wise. Only difference was I didn't have to go to class anymore. It was more like a focus on, all right, then you don't have to go to class anymore. You don't have that excuse. So I showed up to practice every day just to work. I was still at that time practicing with the rest of the collegiate athletes.
Okay.
And it was pretty much, it was more of the same, honestly. I can't say that there was anything that
Different.
major different. Only thing I'd say is that, I was no longer traveling to track meets as often. And
Mm,
so I feel like that played a big role. Well, not necessarily, because even as again, D2, we had the privilege that we didn't have to run every weekend and we didn't have to run
yeah.
fast every weekend.
Yeah.
So it was more so like, all right, then who says we're gonna run here? We're gonna run here, and so I feel like I kind of benefited a lot from going to Division 2 school, just because of that fact. I didn't have to be peaking every weekend and running fast every weekend. We
Yeah.
were very strategic in our meets when we wanted to run fast. But the transition, it wasn't very hard. Again, the only difference is I didn't have to go to school anymore. Now I had to cook my own meals, so that was big because I was eating in the cafeteria at school.
Yeah.
But
Done.
yeah,
I mean, wow, you make it seem so easy, man. I tell no like, because I mean, you took that first year out of college and then 2015, boom, world champion. You, you can't. That's easy. There's no way it's that easy. Daniel,
listen,
come on, come
I
on.
cannot, I can't even take any credit for that. Like that had to all be that was God. Sorry, I just show up and I do the work. I did the
Yeah.
work. I went to training every day. I did the therapy that I was supposed to do, and I went home. And then I went to the World Championships. Like literally, that was just God. I went to the World Championships. All right, my only aim from 2015 was get to the finals. That was the
Okay.
only aim I had. You went 2013, you didn't make the finals. This
Hmm.
year on this year, here back again. Your only goal now is make the finals. We're taking it a step further, make the finals. And I went and I was running well. I won the heats. I won the fight. I
Yeah.
ran a personal best in the semifinals, and I went around. I remember going around back to the warm up track, and I was like, oh my god, I ran 12:05. And coach was like, yo, you still have the finals like in an hour. Like calm down. But you're so
Yeah.
pumped because when you run a PB, you're pumped.
Yeah.
So I just was running.
Boy, you make it seem so simple, I
I
swear.
was just running.
I swear to you, it seems so simple. But I mean, okay, let's kind of live in that moment again.
Mm-hmm.
2015, you win the world champion, yeah, world champion. You're a world champion. What was that like, the after effect when you won? Something had changed because there's no way 2013, 2014, and 2015, you're living the same life. There's no way. There's no way, Daniel.
I don't know what to tell you, but I won.
Hmm.
I went home. I got all these messages. Ah, congratulations, man. I've never gotten that much messages in my life. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
But I mean, I went back home. I mean, after that, I went home to back to Jamaica. Obviously I had a little celebration with my family.
Hmm.
But I think Jamaica had a celebration as well. They did,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Them kind of cut
But I
them thing
mean,
they don't know.
yeah, kind of, yeah. So they did. They definitely had a celebration that time. But yeah, after that, went back to North Carolina in the middle of nowhere, and it was
Back to work.
back to work.
So how was the championship that year? Like the overall the team camp, because
It
I
was
think yeah,
great. It was. I think definitely the vibes have definitely dropped off in
yeah,
terms
so
of
I've heard.
this year versus those years. I mean, those years both was there, and the hype was there. Everybody, we were winning the
Yeah.
hundreds and the 200. You had like these stalwart Warren Weir and all these people were, that you grew up coming to see, and so the vibes were definitely. I remember that was the Bolt versus Gatlin year.
Yeah.
Gatlin was running really well that year, and it
Yeah.
just so happened that we were in the same hotel as USA, and I guess that never happened. So it was major vibes when Bolt won, man. It was major, and that kind of just lifted the entire Jamaican camp. So
Yeah,
you're like, yeah, but win. All right then. So the vibes was immaculate that year.
yeah. I mean, back in the day when I was like, when I used to like watch, it seemed like the country was on like pause, bro. When Bolt was running, William
Yeah.
Mills, like, bro, it was such a different era, man. I don't know why or when, because they like to say, oh, because Bolt's not running anymore, that's why we're not
I
that
don't
good.
think
But
so.
like, bro, we still have the same amount of talent, so there's
They
no
were.
way. Yeah, it's the same amount of talent, so that's not it. But yeah, I mean, you're now a world champion
Mm-hmm.
coming in. Obviously, you're gonna be the favorite to win 2016 Rio Olympics, right?
So they say.
Before that, you tried to do indoor. What happened indoor?
So indoor went the indoor championship was that year in America,
Oregon?
Oregon, right? So we decided to go, but that my coach wasn't with me, and it was the first major championship that I didn't have my coach there. So it was kind of me navigating this whole
Pro circuit
pro circuit on my own
as a champion.
as a champion of my major championship. And as I have now learned, because I didn't know this in 2016, so the indoor surfaces, they are raised surface, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so they are raised surfaces. And because of how I run and the force that I generate off the track, is
yeah.
when those surfaces are raised, I have a lot of difficulty running on them
Because of the bounce back.
because of the bones. So yeah, I went there and I was just bouncing too much, and then I didn't finish the heats, and I've never ran on that surface before, so it was
Yeah,
kind of a little tricky for me. I was like, oh my god, what is happening? So that was a little bit confusing for me because that's never something that has happened before. I
yeah,
wasn't used to that, but it was just a learning experience. I mean, I really didn't learn that until this past indoor championships where that happened again. I was like, nah, this is something's wrong. Yeah, yeah, man. So what year was that? 2022, and I went to World Indoors. I went to into the World Indoor Championship as the number one athlete of the year, like
yeah.
favorite, and got a great start. Heard the one, heard the two, heard all of a sudden heard the three. I'm stepping in, heard the three. I'm like,
This don't
what
make
is
no sense.
this? Don't make no sense. Like I've run this race a million times since then, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
This is new. But now I've learned because again, you stop and you analyze it. Like, all right, something went wrong, but what went wrong? So
yeah,
I realized that the once the surface is raised and
yeah,
the bones don't work for me because I already have enough bones. I don't need no more bones.
yeah, man. Danans. But so basically the D2 tracks you competed on were way different than the professional tracks.
Yes. All
Okay.
every flat track, all flat tracks.
Yeah, I forgot the flat track was a thing. I forgot about them. Forgot about them, yo. I know because I think Iowa did get the track that the Oregon track after. And
Mm-hmm.
personally I never liked the track. It was slow.
Mm-hmm.
It's too thick. It's not a fast track to me. We share the same hate right there. Not lie. But then, when you went on to the season, it was, relatively a good season leading up to the national trials. But then you got to the national trials and the national trials didn't go
Mm-hmm.
so well.
Did not.
Yeah. Do you look back at those videos?
I do not.
No?
No, I do not. Yeah, 2016 was kind of a weird year. Obviously, coming off of winning the World Championships previous year, you're coming and you're expecting good things.
Yeah.
That's probably where I went wrong because I usually just live in the moment and just do what I
Yeah.
can. So you start putting all these expectations. All right, this is, yeah, you win, you this, you that. And so for me, again, you said it, it was very easy. I
Yeah.
don't know how I won 2015. And when you don't know how you did something, you start searching for
For it.
a
Yeah.
way to do it again, but you don't know how you did it.
Yeah.
And so for me, that was the major problem with 2016 because I did it before. So you're thinking, all right, you can do it again, but you don't know how you did it.
Yeah.
And
I
so for
mean,
me, it was very confusing because I just ran.
yeah. I feel like the pressure just got to you.
That, yes. And secondly, I just didn't feel like things were going how I wanted it to go.
How did you want it to go?
You come to a point as an athlete where you kind of just, you know your body a little
Mhm.
bit and you're learning, all right, this is how it's supposed to feel and that's how it's supposed to feel. And it just wasn't feeling that way for me. And
Mhm.
every time I used to say, "Boy, coach, I just don't feel right," he always says, "Oh, it's just adrenaline. It's always just adrenaline." And so I got to a point at the finals for the 2016 Olympics where that was what was playing in my mind. I was like, "You don't feel right. You don't feel right." And so I was kind of doubting stuff. But at the end
Yeah.
of the day, I'm like, all right, then you still gotta go run. And
Yeah.
so I got to the line and I just ran, but I was just running. And so when you're running and not hurdling, you tend to get into difficulty.
Yeah.
And so I
Start running
got
like a
into a bit of a
schoolgirl.
difficulty, yeah. Got into difficulty, and the hurdles are unforgiving. If you're off, and they're going to take
Yeah.
you down. So that's just what happened.
Yeah. I mean, that was rough because even prior to this interview, I went back and I watched it just to kind of understand what happened because I don't think I watched trials that year, 2016. I don't know
Hmm.
why. I never really watched the year that. Yeah, I saw. I mean, you were good. You're doing pretty good, but like, yeah, boy, when them start to climb, boom, because you were in
Yeah,
like lane three, I think it was.
I don't even know.
You're not gonna remember.
Don't even know.
Yeah. So did you do any form of self reflection, therapy, or
Yeah.
anything after that?
Mm, yeah, I
Yeah.
did.
So
After.
how was that for you?
I would say at that point in time it wasn't very helpful because I was still just like a little girl still trying to navigate this new world that I'm in, that I'm expected to, okay, it's not just about just going out and having fun and just living in the moment. There's a
Yeah.
lot more to this than I realized. I mean, it is a job now, and
Yeah.
I never really looked at it as a job.
Mhm.
Again, it was I'm good at this, and this is what I like to do. I'm competitive. I have fun with it. So that
Yeah.
was how I viewed it. And so after not making the Olympic team 2016, and of course I was very disappointed. It was at that moment that I realized how big the Olympics was. It was
Yeah.
at that moment because my sister had made the team, and
Yeah. So.
the news cameras were out and everybody came and they were like, "Oh my God, Olympian." And then they wanted to interview me. "How does it feel?
Mm.
Your sister's an Olympian." And I'm like, I am devastated right here.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to be at the Olympics as well. So that's when the moment that I realized how big the Olympic Games was, because I never really looked at it in its magnitude. It was just another
So even
goal.
the 2012 Olympics, you
I mean,
never,
you watch it, and you
but you
see how
never really
it's but
experience it.
yeah, you don't really
Yeah.
see it as it is in its magnitude. It's just like, all right, this is the Olympics. It looks fun watching. It's
Yeah.
fun seeing people win, and you want to go and win. I want to go and win too because that's the next step. Not
Yeah.
because it's the Olympics. It's because, all right, you've been to the World Championships, you won. The Olympics is the next goal, so let's go win
Yeah.
that. For me, it's a progression. This is your D. Conquer this level, go conquer this level, go conquer this level.
Yeah.
And so that was when I realized how big the Olympics were. And so, and then after that, even after not making a team, and coach was like, "This is your job now." I was like, "My season's over. Like, if you didn't make the big thing, your season's over." And he's like, "No, your season's not over. You gotta go run some more in
Yeah.
this because this is your job." And I was like, "Okay,
What's
that don't make
next?
no sense to me, but okay." So
Gotcha.
yeah.
So Coach Graham basically was helping you to the whole ordeal, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he so honestly, based on like the conversation I had with Kemar Mort, he seems like a genuinely good like person. Not
He
telling no
is.
lie. Yeah, he's very quiet because like when saw him on like teams, he's just like to himself in his hat in his glass with the backpack. I always see him just like that. I've never really heard him speak. So it's good to know that he has your guys back. Honestly,
Absolutely. He's probably him I learned the professionalism from. Just do the work and go home.
yeah. So how did attack training or your season next year after those faults from 2016?
It was like, all right, that happened. It's a new season. Now you're the defending champion. You gotta go out and go and defend your
Perform.
title,
Yeah.
perform. I mean, you can't do anything about 2016. We're now in 2017.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I went back into training with a new mindset, ready to hit the ground running again, put in the work that was necessary, and to go. And I had a pretty decent season up until the World Championships, which was a weird World Championship season, man, for
Yeah.
Jamaica overall.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the so-called end of the Bolt era.
Yeah.
Sad way to go out, honestly. So I know.
I mean, he got a medal.
Yeah, true. Can't really deny that still, but we talk about Daniel. But yeah, so yeah, it was a weird season for you. You went on to compete the Diamond League and whatnot. So did you have training partners between then and now, or you just trained by yourself?
Up until 2017, my sister was my training partner.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I
And
didn't know
then,
that.
yeah, so up until 2017, she was my training partner. And then 2018, I did not have a training partner that entire 2018 season. In
Hmm.
2019, I got a training partner.
Okay, so you think having a training partner helps versus anything?
It does help, I can say. If you are at the same level, it helps
Hmm.
because you get that immediate feedback from having
Mm.
someone beside you. If you're not where you ought to be, you're gonna get left, and so you know.
So what's the same level for Danielle Williams?
I mean, if the person is running 12.3 to 12.5, that's the same level.
That's rare. That is
Right now,
rare.
in
No,
this
not right
climate,
now, no.
in
Not
this
right now.
climate,
No, in this
okay,
climate, I'll come like high
okay,
school, I can run that fast. Man, I tell you no
okay.
lie.
Back then it was rare. Right now it's very common.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not it,
Yeah,
boy. Me. It's scary if you know, say, the world, the juniors have caught up to the seniors, honestly.
it is
Because
mind
even,
blowing.
what's his name? Quincy Wilson, boy.
Mind blowing. I don't know
God
what they're
bless him.
eating. I don't know what's happening, but all I'm saying is it's a different generation.
Yeah, like we had some phenoms in our day, but boy, this
Mm-mm.
is insane.
Insane.
This is insane. Insane. But all right, the 2018 season was more of like that was like a down year, I think, that time because they had like what, Super Cup or something like that. Something like yeah,
They
it was
had
like
some.
a
I know
yeah,
they had Commonwealth early in the
Commonwealth, yeah.
year.
I think you got silver
Yeah,
that year.
I got silver. A fun
Yeah.
fact, like I went to Commonwealth of zero background, zero
Yeah.
background training because I injured my ankle in November of 20. I lied. No, I'm lying. I am lying. I am lying. That's not that. But I did. I got hurt in December. Because I had just moved to Clemson and because my coach took the coaching job at Clemson. I just moved to Clemson and we started training indoors.
Yeah.
Never really trained indoors. I mean, you probably run indoors, but you don't train indoors. So I wasn't really used to the surface,
Yeah.
and
Tight
so I got
corners.
tight corners and all that. So I got hurt in December. I was hurt for pretty much the entire December and January. Commonwealth came around. That was a hamstring injury.
Mm,
Commonwealth was coming around. I was like, I mean, Jamaica says if you want to go, you'd go. I was like,
why not?
why not? Why not? There's no championships this year. This is the only championship.
Yeah.
So, let's just go. And that was where I started my season in Commonwealth. It was very well. It went well, I'd say, for
Yeah.
somebody
I
just
mean,
coming off of an injury and
yeah.
just starting their season. It went pretty well. I came out with a silver medal. So, anytime you can get a medal, it's a
Oh
great
yeah.
deal. Only
Oh
three
yeah.
medals I get out. So,
Yeah. True. True. And I
so
like
yeah.
yeah because in the Big 12 conference because I was in the Big 10. I went to Iowa, but I came here to Texas Tech. Top 8 get medals. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like that. Me not like that. Me not like participation business.
It's
Me
a
not,
bit fun.
yeah, me
Come
not
last, I
just,
get medal.
I get medal. I'm in a sense. I find that also.
So, top three get medal. I get a silver. My first Commonwealth medal.
Yeah,
Yeah, that year, 2018, was the year when I really started running on the circuit, diamond leagues and stuff.
yeah,
So that was good for me getting that experience. I mean, at this point in time, I'm 3 years in the professional, and that's my first time really
yeah.
running
Experiencing.
getting experience. That was my first. I got my first. No, I lied. But I won my first professional race outside of a championship in 2018. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
man. So, all right, based on all those diamond leagues that you went, which one was it your favorite?
wasn't
Was sorry.
obviously the London Diamond League in 2019 because that's where I ran my personal
Yeah,
best.
world lead.
We're lead.
Yeah,
But I would say Brussels 2019 because that's the Diamond League final and they do this whole car show and light
oh
show and all
yeah,
that. Yeah, that yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
So
those
that's
are
my favorite.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I like the pictures from Brussels. That's where you see like those like the M looking things in the
no,
stadium.
no, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no. That's
That wasn't
Monaco. That's
that's
Monaco.
Monaco.
Yeah,
Yeah. You ever been to Monaco?
I have.
You don't like Monaco?
I do. Yeah,
Oh, but you
Monaco's
just
track
feel
is very fast. I like Monaco. I like seeing all the yachts and the rich cars and yeah, obvious.
so. All right. What is like the Diamond League experience like? Obviously, because I've never experienced it. I doubt a lot of the viewers have ever experienced it. So, what is it like for you?
It's just mixed feel. They're different. It depends on which one you go to. So but the usual ones, you go if you're not a medalist, then you're gonna get a roommate that you don't know.
Oh, I say work.
Yeah, yes, you're gonna show up and you're gonna go and you're gonna get a room and you're going to have a roommate. Usually they try to pair like if you come from the same country, they might pair you with somebody from a country.
Hmm.
But if that person is not there, you're just gonna get a random roommate.
Yeah.
So camaraderie, they're building bonds.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird that you leave your home and you end up somewhere and you're in a room with somebody that you've never met before. You don't know this
Yeah.
person from Adam. So it's definitely weird that they do that. I mean, the first time that I experienced that, I was like, okay, then this is
Yeah.
and
Just
I'm
different.
different. I'm naturally a person that I like having my own space.
Mm.
Yeah. But I mean, it's good, they have a dining hall where everybody go eat. They give you
Okay, so it's basically like the major championships
major
essentially.
championship. Yeah.
Okay.
You get meal vouchers or breakfast is at this time, lunch is at this time, dinner is at this time. It's open, everybody go eat. There's buses to the track. These are the bus schedule. Catch whichever bus you want to get to the track. Most
Yeah.
meets provide treatment, so they might have some massage therapists out there.
Yeah.
Usually they do the big Diamond League meets. But
So there's
yeah,
levels to Diamond League meets?
some yeah.
Okay. I thought all Diamond League was just Diamond League. Yeah.
I mean, it's
Diamond
Diamond
League.
League meal, but some countries might provide a little bit more than other, like China. China with the money,
True.
China provided with everything you need.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. I mean, them start do this thing where it's like they start to like do some vlogs. I like watching those. Yeah, on YouTube.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
like yeah, the Water Diamond League, they start doing some vlogs. So like when the athletes are coming in or when they're training and whatnot. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, yeah. So they kind of give you like an inside scoop and whatnot. But in 2019 season, you got a bronze medal.
Bronze medal, yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. Okay. Again, how was that feeling like? Because this is a new medal to you. Because normally you're getting gold, and silver. Now you're getting bronze.
Yeah.
There had to be some type of a different feeling.
Again, it's only 3 medals, so when you get one, you're glad feet. And it's 40 some athlete blind for 3 medals, so when you get
Yeah.
one, you're glad for the
Glad
medal.
feet.
You're glad for
All
the
right.
medal. Well, that championship it was kind of bittersweet because I went in as a favorite. I was red
Yeah.
hot that year. I went everything,
Diamond League winner.
everything, every race I went in, I was winning. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is the championship. But clearly, it was not the championship.
Mm.
There was a lot of things happening in Doha. One, Doha is hot.
So I've heard.
Doha is not just hot, hot, hot. And I sweat a lot. I sweat a lot.
It means you're hydrated.
That means
You
I'm
just
hydrating that
you're
time. Also
hydrated.
means that I am losing a
True.
lot of minerals and vitamins,
Fluids, yeah.
fluids. So I lost in the space of a week. I lost 10 pounds in Doha.
Oh, whoa, what?
Yes. So my body was not recovering.
Mm-mm.
I was not recovering, and the championships were late at night. It was like 11 p.m. We're running. I'm not recovering. Every time I do a run out, I'm bending over. I just
Tired like dog.
my body just not managing well, and so I ran the heat. I ran well in the heats. I ran the semifinals, and at that point in time, they'd still had the schedule where the finals is like an
Yeah,
hour and a half after the semifinals. So I remember I ran the semifinals and I came back around. I'm like, my body just feels weak.
yeah.
Like I just feel weak. And the massage therapist was like, your muscles feel very good. I'm like, yeah, but me, my
You don't
body,
feel
I
good.
don't
Yeah.
feel strong. I don't feel cool. I don't feel like the person who I've
Me.
been all season.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I will. still gotta go out and run. I mean, you're still in good contention. There's still a chance for you to go win. And then I went out on the finals. I went and I set my blocks. And I don't know if people know this, but the TV time has to be respected.
Yeah.
TV time has to be respected. So I said you only get one run out. So I set my blocks and I did my run out, and that was the year that they introduced these long.
Yeah.
And they had the long blocks with the camera at the
Yeah.
front. That's the first
Yeah.
time we're using these blocks in the championships.
Yeah.
And so I set the blocks and I did my run out. And the first run out I did, I got too close to the first hurdle because I hit it. So I wanted to readjust my blocks and try again. So, I could be comfortable. And the official was, no, we gotta go intros. And I'm like,
Hola.
we're the athletes out here. Like, this product is us. But they're like, no, you gotta go intros. And so I wasn't comfortable with my block settings in the finals. So I kind of came out and I was a little tentative to the first side because I didn't want to hit it again, like I hit it in the run-throughs. So I was a little tentative. So I didn't go out as hard as I should have. And so I was trying to build up going into the race. You can't build up in 100-meter hurdles. You can't build up. So, I mean, I tried to really run back. I think I hit one of the hurdles mid-race. That kind of, in trying to get back, I kind of hit one of the hurdles that kind of threw me a little bit. But I ran back for third. And I got a bronze medal.
Yeah, man, so, can't beat that.
I mean, obviously you want to win the goal, but what is for you is for you, and the bronze was for me. So
yeah. So you've never tried to run a 4x1?
Yeah, I've ran many 4x1s.
Where in 4x1?
In college, sure.
No, not college. We're not talking about college. We're talking about
run 4x1 in a Carifta and them something.
Nah, man, we are talking about man.
No,
not even like a eats.
No.
Maybe see Omar do it, so why you can't do it? I mean, come on.
I mean, I could. I just don't want to.
All right. I mean,
too much gold. Too much.
Yeah. We. Yeah, no. Yeah. Stick to where you get your bread, isn't me? Yeah. I understand. But all right, so COVID come around. What I want to know is, in terms of your contract details, we don't really want the details per se, but did you receive any reduction that year? Because even that year, I think a lot of Nike athletes, Puma athletes, were running some back bush meets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was that year like for you?
Now that you say, I did actually get a reduction. So the contract says that you have to run at least 6 meets for the year, right? Otherwise, you're gonna get a reduction. So that year, COVID year, there was no meet.
Yeah.
Until late down in the year, and I remember, I messaged my agent and said, yo, do we have to go find a meet? Because, we're just, he was like, no, you're safe, you're all good. We're not all good. We are not all good. So yeah, I absolutely did get the reduction COVID year, which is terrible, but
yeah,
people were losing money, so they might get back their money somewhere.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of unfair, not lie, because it was out of anyone's control. No one knows what's happening, but hey, rules is rules. That's what they say.
That's what they say, and I mean, the business. They weren't making any money either, so they're gonna try save the money where them can save the money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, that year, a COVID year, that's when athleisure became a whole
big thing.
Business. Yeah. I mean, so technically they were making money, just not off shoes maybe, but their running gear was selling. But
clearly not as much as they were used to making. So
yeah. So fast forward about 1921. 2021. What was that? I told you I read fast for so long, man. That's why. All right, 2021. Let's talk about the indoor season, because you started doing a lot more indoor season now. What was that season for you indoor?
2021.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't remember.
You don't remember?
I genuinely can't remember 2021 indoor season. What did I do 2021 indoor?
I mean, I think you ran a 300. I think it was that year. Some sharp. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, but it was something that you were doing. I guess I would say you were stepping back into your college era, because you started doing more longer runs, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah, because prior to that, you were just doing hurdles, 60s. you kind of like started going back to like the strength stuff. So I
Strength
just
stuff.
I was wondering how that was for you or why that was for you.
That is again outside of my. I just do what the coach tells me to do. I did not go to coaching school. I can't coach myself. So if he comes and say, "All right, we're going to the long stuff to build this
Yeah,
long base," that is what we're doing. He loves to run 300s indoors. He
yeah,
loves it. I don't like a 300. The 300 is the hardest event in my opinion. Don't like
really?
three.
Well, yeah. I
Yes,
mean, it's more sprint
as a
strength. Yeah,
yeah. So, but he if he's going to run at 300, you're going to
yeah.
run at
Run a
300.
300.
So, I mean, I figured that was probably it. He wanted me to just get back to being fast, running fast,
Yeah,
300s and 200s. And so that was probably the basis of that.
all right. So 2021 season outdoor. You remember that season at least?
Oh,
Not even the
yeah,
trials,
yeah,
just the
yeah.
season. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I do. So, coming off of COVID, right? Where we did our gym work, our strength work, couldn't use that facility anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, after COVID, they said no, can't use that facility. So I had to find a new strength coach, a new strength facility, and safe to say, it did not work for me. I was the person that I was using at the time. He wasn't prescribing workouts that were getting me strong. And
Mm,
so I didn't have any muscle mass. I was very weak. And you know what happens when you're sprinting
yeah,
and you're weak?
yeah. Especially
Injuries.
you sound like you're a power sprinter,
I
so
am.
yeah, you need the power.
Injuries.
Yeah,
So 2020, I just kept getting injuries. I kept getting injured. And this is Olympic year.
yeah.
I kept getting injured. So it was at that point in time where we are now in May. Trials is in June. And I
Hmm.
am nowhere near where I need to be.
Yeah.
So I am not very confident in my body because every time I try to sprint, I get hurt. I
Something.
rehab, I come back, I get hurt. And so going into trials, I wasn't very confident. Wasn't very confident because I'm like, I didn't put in the body of work that is needed.
Yeah.
Not very confident that my body is going to hold up through the trial championships. And so I kind of went into that championship kind of tentative, like, yeah, this probably isn't going to be it for me. I'm going to try, I'm going to do my best. But
Yeah.
I wasn't very confident going into the championship just because I just kept getting injured. And so, yeah, not the Olympic team missed me.
Yeah.
Not Olympic cycle missed me. But that's just the nature of the sport. If you don't show up for the best on your day, you're going to get left
Yeah.
behind. They brought me as an alternate to the Olympic Games, which was, I wish they wouldn't. I wish they didn't. God forgive me.
Eh.
Yeah, man, it's not a nice feeling being an alternate.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I remember like I think Cherokee, she was an alternate and
Erica
she
was an
couldn't
alternate.
stay.
You
She
couldn't
couldn't
stay in
stay.
the village.
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
Not gonna lie though, I maybe it was good not being in the village. we were in a hotel. We had our nice little beds, We didn't have the cardboard, whatever. So, but just the whole stress of trying to get in your accreditation only lets you here. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. It was just a little bit too much.
Oh, I didn't know like the alternates have limited accreditation.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I thought it
yeah.
was the same.
Mm-mm.
So what's the point of being an alternate then? Just in case?
Just in case. And I
So
feel like
it
I think that was the only time that they did that alternate thingy for individual events at
mm,
Tokyo because the whole COVID term. So if anybody catch COVID, can't you have the
yeah,
alternate
true,
all
true.
the way in Japan and all that. So
Yeah,
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 so that was the only reason. But as soon as again I was dealing with injuries. So as soon as my event went off, I was like,
gone.
gone. You don't need me, gone.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, again, this is a job, so you have to finish the season, regardless of if you made the championship, the Olympics or not. Went, got some much needed treatment on my body, visited the German doctor, got some treatment, sorted that out, and
yeah.
finished the season. It's not the best season, not a great season, but finish the season, and yeah,
Nonetheless.
nonetheless.
Yeah. So did you watch the final on TV or did you watch it in person
I watch it on TV. I'm
on
going to
TV?
watch. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
mean,
watch.
I mean, I don't think I'd watch it if I was supposed to be there. And
If I was supposed to be there, I would have been there.
yeah, that true. I mean, you really and truly live in the moment based on how you speak, honestly. Yeah,
I
you
do.
really and truly live in the moment. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not telling a lie, yeah, because I don't see the world that way at all. I am looking this way. Me, I say, all right, what I go on tomorrow? Is me? That's how me think. I mean, maybe I could try that train of thought there. But
When it comes to
2020,
track and field, when it comes to sports, I just try to live in the moment. Because if you start get too wide of yourself, it's a problem.
yeah, yeah, when you hit the hurdle and fall down
You
now.
do not fall down.
But 2022,
Mm-hmm.
jump to Oregon in the big race, the world record race.
Rare record race.
Do you remember that race?
I do remember that race, yeah.
What was that? Oh, I mean, the feeling of that race.
I mean, it felt like any normal race. It felt like any normal race. I mean, again, that was the semifinals. You're trying to get to the finals. Because if you're
Yeah.
not in the finals, you're not in the money. So you're trying to get to the finals. My thing is, when it comes to semifinals, I want to always be in the fastest semifinals.
Hmm?
Because, yes, you have to be in
I
the
say you still
fastest.
life.
Yes.
Me just want to get through. Me not care.
No, 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 man. You want the fastest semifinals because guess what? If you falter, the
Mm.
fastest loser will come from the fastest semifinals.
Yeah, because of you, they got rid of that rule because 2023 them start this repatriate. What them call it? Repecharge. Jeez and peace. We still get to that.
But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But being in that race, man, it was massive. Like you're not really expecting anybody to run a world record, and
Yeah.
so Toby was far ahead. So I mean, you're like,
What just
it
go on?
has to be fast. It has to be fast. I mean, I know them say Oregon track fast, but this have to be fast. And to
Yeah.
me, I thought that race was windy because again, when we walk out on the track, the flags were flying. It felt a little windy. So I was like,
Yeah.
this has to be windy. But it came up and it was like, I was like, my God, like massive. And the 12.12 seconds is a time that I had dreamt a few years ago. I dreamt and saw that time. So I was like, shit. Well, look at this. And Toby's my girl. Toby is one of
Yeah.
the peoples on the athletes on the circuit that I really talk to, and so I was super happy for her, because she was fourth place before that. So anytime somebody can break out, and you
Yeah.
see them trying, you can say, all right, then this is clearly your time, so take
Yeah.
it.
I mean, one thing we just do because you're like a loving, hugging person on the circuit. Like
Mhm.
you're not
Thank
around
you.
for sure. Like say, hey, I'm happy for you. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. I always like if Google your pictures, them man, happy, hugging, even yourself, just happy for yourself. You know what I mean?
The sport is hard enough. This
Yeah. I
is hard,
mean,
and all of us are trying for the same goal. So if it's not me and it's you, I'm happy
yeah,
for you till at my time.
true. I mean, right now the 100 hurdles is hot, red hot, red hot. I
God,
mean, but look at even like Jamaica. How you feel about the Jamaicans in the 100 meter hurdles? Because right now, you have Nugent who just break the record. You in the
massive.
mix same way. Megan, hey, come
Mega.
on,
I mean, we have a great stable of athletes coming up. I mean, they are running very. Akira is a massive talent, and
bro.
she should dominate for years to come.
Yeah,
There is Brittany, who's coming back from injury, who was a massive talent
true.
before she got injured. There is Megan, who's always there. There are some young
Always there.
athletes, Kerika, they are coming up.
Yeah, Karika.
They
Yeah,
are. So we have the talent to dominate and rival the USA and any other country.
yeah.
The thing is, they have to stay injury free.
I mean, we've seen and we've heard you've been through injuries and you've
Hmm.
gotten medals, but so clearly it's not necessarily injuries. You don't think there's more to it?
There's always going to be more to it. It's always never going to be a one band thing. So
True.
I mean, the mindset definitely plays a part. If you
Yeah.
don't have a winning mindset, you're not
Yeah.
going to make it. You're just not going to make it. If you have multiple things going on, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
It's your focus has to be singular on track and field. If you're at this goal, so if you have
So so if
this
at
goal,
this at
if at
this
this yard at this yard, you
yeah
can't
man.
let this so because something is going to fall. If you
Yeah.
have four balls in the air, one of them are gonna drop. Two of them might
True.
drop.
True.
So for them, it is just staying focused on the goal, singular focus on the goal, disciplined and determined. I did not get to this as well, 2024, 10, almost 10 years in this
Yeah,
by just
fast.
taking it as oh, it's just another thing now. This has been my focus, and I, as much as I say I live in the moment, I live in the
Yeah,
moment, but everything that I do is geared towards the goal.
yeah. Very
I
intentional.
very intentional, very disciplined, and I make a lot of sacrifices.
Yeah,
So many,
sacrifices. Oh, there's so much sacrifice in track and field.
so
So
many
much,
sacrifice. And for
so
me,
much.
discipline has been my greatest strength. If I am doing anything and it is going to interfere with how I show up to training the next day, I am not doing it.
Mm,
It's not, it's just not going to happen.
so no party night.
No party night.
Jesus
I'm not going, if me, I go, if, oh, let's go out, and do I have to be on my feet? Not
Yeah,
going. Am I
both your
going to,
business.
if I am going to be using excess energy, I am not going.
Man,
That's how I
true
always been. A
professional.
true professional. I am going to
True
be in my
professional.
bed by 9:30 p.m.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
we see it in 2023 when I come and shock the world apparently in
so then,
Budapest.
yeah.
But I guess you never shock yourself or Coach
I
Graham.
did not. No.
Yeah, yeah. So what was that, feeling like again, being on top?
Oh, I mean, that feeling is indescribable just because of all the highs and the lows that led to that point.
Yeah,
Like I said, 2015, you win. I won, and I didn't know how I won. I just
yeah,
won. 2023, I know how I won. So for me, that was kind of bittersweet. It was kind of like redemption. Like, yeah, you put in the work this year. You did everything that you were supposed to do. You stayed focused on the main goal, even when things weren't going how you thought it was supposed to go. You showed up everywhere, and the girl them lick your left, right, and
yeah,
center. But I still showed up, and
yeah,
I fought to the end. And so as I start learning your body, and I felt my body, I was in the every practice session that I had leading up to the finals, I knew that I could win.
yeah. I
And
mean,
so
one thing sorry, continue.
I, I forgot what I was going to say, so go ahead.
Yeah, one thing I did notice is like, based on the two championships that you've won, you were basically the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, so like you kind of do your best when you don't have any pressure. Is it me?
I
To me,
guess.
to me. I'm just looking at like
I don't
numbers.
agree with that. I feel like
Yeah.
I do my best when I feel threatened. Like if my back is against the wall, I feel like I do my best at that point in time.
That's what I mean. Underdog, back against the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
underdog. But when you
yeah,
say
yeah.
not pressured, but yeah,
No man, pressure once you're competing, you are under pressure. Yeah, I mean, but back against the wall is a different pressure, man.
yeah,
Like you have nowhere to go but forward.
nowhere to go. Just come out swinging.
Yeah, yeah, and you
Yeah,
came out with the goal. Lane one, lane two, lane one, lane
lane
two,
two,
lane two.
lane
Yeah,
two.
the claim so-called lane one, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then
So,
2024, you make
mm,
a debut at the
at the
Paris Olympics.
Olympics. Yeah,
Finally, a
finally.
round of applause. Yeah, man, it's been a long journey, honestly, because you win almost everything,
Everything except
and except
Olympics.
yo, and yeah, that's that. When I learned it, I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy, yo, isn't it? But I mean, you're finally here. So what was it like going into even just the trials, going to the finals?
At trials,
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like I was in pretty good shape. I did, like I said, I did every single thing that I could do in my control this year, 2024, to prepare for the Olympic trials.
hmm,
I stayed injury free the majority of the year. Of course, I got a little things here and there, but I was
yeah,
injury free the entire year. And so I felt like, you know what? This is the best I've ever been going into our Olympic trials. And so I have to make this team. Like
yeah,
this is probably my last opportunity to make this team, so I have to make this team. And so I did everything that I could to make the team, and yeah, I made the team.
yeah. So how was the Olympics for you?
The Olympics itself, it was overwhelming, I would say.
Hmm.
Again, this is my first Olympics, and so clearly I was not prepared, and I don't think Paris was prepared either.
No,
so, so honestly, it was a lot. Starting with the heat wave. When we just got there, the heat wave, like I told you, I sweat a lot.
yeah,
And so when you're sweating, your body is working overtime to cool you down.
Yeah.
So at nights when the place hot, when you're supposed to sleep and I recover, my body I try cool me down some again.
Mm,
Not recovering well.
yeah.
The food was atrocious. And not
Jaja.
only was the food atrocious, but when you go to the cafeteria, the lines them long plus tax. Yeah, wait
Mm,
oh long for get food, for taste bad food. Then there's the walking. I have never walked so much in my life.
they didn't have like carts or
They
something.
did, but when them come around, them full. So the time you stand up and wait, you're like, might as well they just walk.
Jaja.
So my little that's where I went wrong because I am a bit of an impatient person. So I mean, did
Mm,
I wait 5-10 minutes on the car now come just go walk here, man. You
yeah.
stand up and wait. You just wait on the car because you walk 20 minutes just to get some food. Like no,
Yeah. That don't make no sense.
no make sense. So yeah, I mean it was a lot going on that I honestly think I wasn't prepared for in terms of like this is the Olympics. Like this is what happens because you go World Championship, you're there in a hotel, you take the elevator, you go downstairs, you eat your food, you go back in the elevator, you're good.
Yeah.
No, not the case. One, two, Paris was always out of water.
Yeah.
Always out of water.
Never hear that one day. Never hear that one day, man.
Come here, come.
Yeah, my dog. Madam Israel.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, them have the little vending machines where them put all of the water and the Coca-Cola and
Coca-Cola.
Powerade and all them something there. They were always out of water.
Jaja. Jaja.
Always out of water because they were going eco-friendly, and so they stationed water filling stations, and they gave you a water bottle that you should go and fill your water bottle when you're thirsty. I mean,
Too much work.
come on now.
Too much work.
We're
This is
athletes,
this
we drink water a lot.
all the time. All
All
the
the
time.
time. So you mean to tell me you want me to keep going down to full every 30
Yeah.
minutes I should go down and full and go on, and we're on the fifth floor. So we're supposed to go
Gosh.
and so those things I wasn't prepared for because that's not
Yeah.
what I was used to.
I
So
mean, the whole entire Jamaica never like Paris, so you see, this is a fight for all that.
top of the pinnacle of the sports, like we expected top notch treatment.
Yeah,
Not this.
that's a
So
good boy.
yeah.
But here again,
Mm-hmm.
2025 coming, defending champion.
Mm-hmm.
Just put your bar against the wall. Just every day you gotta train, you put your bar against the wall before you start training. Simple as that. Simple as that.
Simple as
Because
that.
yeah, man, because we know you can do it, and you know you can do it, and Coach Graham definitely know you can do it. So just go and go do it.
I mean
You see me?
that's it. I would I say every day I show up to training, I give the best effort that I can
Yeah,
and make sure that I am doing everything that I can do
everything in
to
your
win
control. Yeah,
within my control, and everybody else is doing the same. So it's all I have no control over the results. I am going to show up with them in my best with
yeah,
every
man.
time. And we're athletes. None of us don't show up on the track less than best, less than our best
True,
without the intention to win.
true, true. As the old people as old people like to say, dog more than bone. 3 medal out there, and about 8 man out there fight. So hey.
I ate you say? More than eight.
True, true. You have to get to
More
the
than you have to
eight.
get to the eight. So
You have to
you
get to
start
the
off
eight.
with
True,
about
yeah, man.
40 time.
Yeah,
And
man.
the 40 might go down to eight and only three. So
3.
everybody have fight for the same thing. And
Yeah,
so
man.
I mean I feel like the people kind of lose sight of that.
Yeah,
They definitely lose sight, and this is the best of the best. You and everybody else probably upon the same talent level. And sure, somebody might have a little bit more talent than you.
yeah, hard work.
So it's all going to come down onto who the Lord's favor is on that day.
True, man. True.
Well, I'm saying, are your day today? Are your day today? And if it's
Yeah,
your day, you rejoice and you thank him. And if it's not your day, you thank him same way.
true. Just give thanks you did it.
Give thanks today because it
True, man.
didn't have to be.
That's true. But a word of advice, what would you give to an up and coming athlete in the hurdles, or just, an up and coming athlete that want to be in your position? Because you have a lot of longevity and a lot of success. So what's an advice you would leave?
Which level they're at?
Just give us, let's say, 2 advice. High school to college,
Mhm.
and then from college to hopefully professional.
High school to college, enjoy where you are at. At this stage, it's supposed to be fun.
True.
Yes, there is a lot it's a lot on the plate, champs, or if you're in America, whatever, where them have Junior Olympics, them something there. College is
Yeah.
on the line, but this is supposed to be fun. You show up every single day and you do your best, but this is not supposed to be all my eggs in this basket.
Yeah.
Right now, I feel like a lot of high school athletes are professionally minded. And that could be a good thing or it can be a very bad thing. But at this high school level, you're supposed to be having fun with what you're doing. To college, to professional, this is where you start becoming more intentional about what you're doing. This is where you find out what makes you tick. Are you a
Mm,
person that loves to win or are you a person that hates to lose? Because there are two different things. There are two different beings.
that's a good point. Yeah.
This is where you find out who you really are. This is where you find out what you like to do and what you don't like to do. This is where discipline and hard work will separate you from the best of the best to just somebody who had the talent and
Yeah,
could
because
have been the best of the best.
talent is not enough.
Talent is not enough. It will get you where it will get you your foot in the door, but this is where hard work and discipline takes over.
Yeah.
Everybody at the collegiate level is talented. So what is going to separate you from the next talented person?
Especially to get those shoe deals.
Especially to get those shoe deals. And so I
Yeah.
figured my advice to you, a college athlete, is to figure out who you are, figure out what you want, and figure out where you want to go. Because if you don't know those things, then you're going to be spinning,
Like a headless chicken.
headless chicken. Once you find those things and you have a clear direction of what you want, then you will work for it
In God's willing.
in
Amen.
God's will. Yes.
Yeah, man. All right, Danielle Williams, thank you for spending time with us. Thank you for having a reasoning with us. Wish you the best this season.
Thank you.
Obviously, as a Jamaican and as a defending champion, you don't
Yes,
know, we are
sir.
look out for you. And we are looking to see you compete as long as LeBron, honestly, because you can do it. What if stop you? What if stop you?
Me.
Hey, yeah, you can stop. You can stop if
Mhm.
you want, but hey, as long as the check is coming in,
That part. Yeah,
yes, I mean,
absolutely.
yeah,
Bills got to be paid. So,
true. But hold on, you have any plans outside after track and field?
yeah.
You might care to share any of those?
Life after track and field. I want to be in sports event planning, sports organization. So that's what I did my master's in. I want
Okay.
to put on some sporting events, namely track. I could put on some. I want to put on some fire track meets, man, because I think the product is too boring as it is as a
Hold on.
spectator. Athlos, yes. Those along those lines, yes. That's the
Okay.
vision. Because
Yeah.
track and field, I am a fan of track and field, and I sit and I watch the product and as this is boring.
Yeah, it is boring.
And
It
so
is
I
boring.
want to turn it into an entertainment spectacle.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
plan after
Yeah,
track and
man.
field.
I can do it, man. Yeah, I can do it. Can do it.
Just need for the connects and the right doors, Yeah.
True. Can't do nothing without connects.
Yeah, cannot.
That one thing Jamaica teach where links is everything.
And track and field. Because everything is so secretive and buddy and so
Oh my God. The agent will have or decide how much money you get, what kind of meat you go in the link.
yeah, so it's very hard. Everything is brotherhood and lockdown, and we're
Yeah.
not gonna let you in because this is how it is. So we'll
It's
see.
like on a cult almost, but
Yeah,
yeah. But wish you all the best. Hopefully
thank
it
you.
work out. And we'll see at Athos. I pronounce the name. Athos?
Athlos.
Athos,
Yeah.
yes. In 2025.
If they invite me there, if not, I'm still gonna be there as a fan watching. So
All right.
they
All
know
right.
Shaka Field is 8 lanes, and if you're not hot, you're not get a lane. So,
That's true. That is true.
yeah.
Hopefully we see at least at the Grand Slam. Because that's a keeper at Jamaica. So we don't know, you know what I
We
mean?
don't really know. The
Yeah,
schedule
yeah,
not really
yeah.
my schedule not set right now. Let me say we just put in some work. So when the
Yeah, true,
schedule set,
true.
then yeah.
True. All right, thank you for spending time with us.
No
Have a good
problem.
rest of your day and a good rest
Thank
of the
you.
season.
All
All right,
right.
bye-bye.